Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video. Welcome back to the A to Z adventure. I have quite a bad cold, but we're gonna try and press on. So hopefully you guys don't mind too much. Yeah. TLDR. I met my friends on Saturday. One of them had a cold, which I didn't know, and we went to a board game cafe. So you're all touching the same pieces and stuff, right? And my other friends didn't get the cold, but for those that don't know, I'm on long-term antibiotics. I've been on long-term antibiotics now for over 6 months. One of the side effects of being on long-term antibiotics is your immune system is terrible, and I think I already have quite a bad immune system anyway. So now, especially being on long-term antibiotics, yeah, a little cold, if it's in the air, I'm just gonna get it. So it is what it is, but there's not much I can do about it. I do have a doctor's appointment in about 2 weeks, I think, with that kind of doctor that's for this problem. And I am going to ask, like, can I get off the long-term antibiotics? Because with baby on the way, I don't want to have colds and stuff when he's about. Also, before we get into game, just a bit of an update about my baby boy, is we had a growth scan yesterday. So I think I gave the update a couple of weeks ago, but he was showing, let's say, quite large. He was a 99th percentile baby. Good news, yesterday's growth scan, he's, let's say, calmed down a bit. He's a 91st percentile baby in that scan. So, obviously still big, but better than being 99th. For those that don't know quite the terminology, 99th would mean there's only 1% of babies on planet Earth that are bigger than him when they're born. So 91st isn't too bad. Obviously, it still means he's big. Like, we're just over 30 weeks right now. In his sizing, if you walked in and got scans and they didn't know anything about him at all, they just scanned him, he would be a 32 and a half week baby in what they see as sizing. So he's basically 2 weeks ahead in terms of how big he is. Which could mean he's going to come 2 weeks before his due date, but we'll see. Right, Lissandra. She's an okay champion. The problem that Lissandra's got is Lissandra isn't exactly a carry. Oh, that's a weird invade. She's not really a carry. She's an anti-carry. Her damage, it's okay, but it's not like absolute Victor level, Syndra level, I'm going to murder everything around me eventually. It's kind of like, all right, I'm going to lock down that one thing. Teammates help me kill that one thing. And then her passive starts exploding in team fight, which can be really good. Put that ward there. May seem a bit weird, but there was a small chance that they were still around. That hitbox was generous is the word. So yeah, she's a fun champ. She's a very good engaging champion. She can lock down things with high mobility. It's just her damage output isn't exactly what you'd want it to be from an absolute carry, is what I'd say her negative is. So going through her kit, her passive is when somebody basically dies that you had help killing, they become a she got XP from the assist. They become a kind of like ice ghost kind of thing, and they kind of like an ice zombie, as you were, and they just kind of walk towards enemies and then they explode. Never forget your autos, but to be honest, going against a Aurora in auto battle is probably not the smartest thing in the world. Rhythm is missing. Yeah, kind of saw that coming. I've not obviously looked up Professor yet. I've got no idea. Yeah, but no idea if there's duos or anything like that. The enemy team is definitely working very well together so far. We'll push that in. Lucian, by the way, is next. And I will say, for the first time, I'm pretty sure in this series, when I go in Champ Select and I want to play Lucian, I actually will be asking my support to play a specific champion. I will be asking for Brom. Alright, so, going through abilities, Q is kind of like it's a skill shot that if you hit in a champion, or sorry, if you hit a minion or anything, you can see there it kind of like expands outwards. The W is a kind of around you ability that does a root, I believe it is, and some damage. That's not good. The E is a travel, so if you use it and then you recast E, you'll actually go to the end point. Can be quite good, and that's kind of a big engage tool for this champion. And then the ultimate is basically you either can lock somebody down, or you can use it on yourself. If you use it on yourself, you also heal a bit too. So this game not going so great. Obviously, Lucian Nami. Lucian doesn't scale basically at all. His early game is very powerful, so you kind of want him to be winning those early games. Yeah, I mean, partially, a lot of people who play the game nowadays will know the champions that I'm, like, explaining. But a lot of people in League nowadays are specialists to specific things. So a lot of people only play top, or only play jungle, or only play AD carry. So they'll know a lot of the champions, but they won't know the specifics. So that the idea of when I explain a little bit of the champion, you know, it's already happened where people have gone, I didn't know that's how that champion works like that. It's just going through it a little bit. You know, nothing extreme. It's not the most in-depth explanations, but it's just a little explanation, which I think is okay. I don't think she's the most comfortable on Aurora. She's gonna flash. Saw that coming. Hopefully we can get a gank. But the Briar, I think the Briar, obviously having a very bad start, is just going to focus on objectives, which again is a smart thing to do when you're having a rough early as a jungler. I would have really liked that second minion there, by the way. That second minion would have got me enough gold instantly to go back, because it'll give me 20. I could buy Lost Chapter. He's got level 6. Lucian is coming for a gank at level 4. I could try and bait her a bit. Like, the Lucian is actually coming in. This is a good bait, if I do say so myself, from me. But unfortunately, it's not a kill. But we got a flash. And now Lucian has unfortunately left the dragon fight, which we did get. But maybe Lucian should have been over there for the fight. I don't know. We got the Aurora flash. Or whatever it was. Again, Zac, very powerful character. Arguably a bit too strong for quite a long time. But Briar can scale. Like, Briar's died 3 times, but she can scale up. I'm more worried about the Lucian than the Briar, to be honest. And I know that's probably weird that, you know, Briar is 0-3 and Lucian 0-1. Briar scales. I'm never going to be that concerned about a champion that scales. Because you just know, give them a little bit of time and they'll become really useful. Where something like Lucian isn't that useful in the absolute late game. Got a damage. Tryndamere did get a kill on Mr. Wukong. Again, a bit of a struggle of a game. And again, this is where, like, do I recommend playing Lissandra? No. Because if you're playing a typical... What was that about? That was random. What does Aurora do? Crazy kind of burst poke damage. Good mobility champion. Has a bit of invisibility and stuff. Very powerful new champion, to be honest. There will be no Thor. I want to, like, get a gank on her. She has no flash. She has no ulti. If I jump on her and lock her down with my ulti, it's a free gank for Briar. Like, completely free. We just gotta hope that the Briar pays attention to it a bit. We will see. In my trading, I just can't trade with this champion in damage output. Nice. So again, we got the lockdown. They're doing that. We can't really contest it, I don't think.
This world has forgotten true power.
So you can use that and that, like wave clear it really nicely. Zach obviously is in this general area, so it's pushed in enough. I'd like a plate, but you can't risk it too much because I'll just die. That's a nice gank, though. That's kind of what we were exactly wanting.
The Watchers will return.
Did get the nerf list, by the way, to the upcoming patch. This video might even be out after the patch, to be honest. I'm quite ahead in content. It does seem Riot is starting to pay attention that some of the basic champions need to get nerfed, which I think is good. It's taken them probably a little bit too long, but yeah. Where's the Aurora gone then? Come back. I'm going to rush Malignance because for me, Lissandra is like an ult champion. She relies on her ultimate quite a lot to make plays. So if you're playing a mid laner that relies on their ultimate more often than not, Malignance should be an item you should consider. Be a good gank on Tryndamere. I'm going to wave clear that, but I'm actually going to make my way, I think. Yeah, I don't need to. You should always in my opinion, if there's an enemy top laner proxying, by the way, you're playing jungle, you should punish that if you're jungling. Like, it's free kills. Always take a free kill for the proxy. Oh, that missed. So again, it's worth knowing it's short range, but then if it hits a target, it extends the range of the Q. And that's the passive. So when you kill somebody or help kill somebody, that's the kind of ice zombie that spawns, and it explodes, by the way, on impact or after just a set amount of time. I don't know if I needed a flash for that, but I'd rather just get her killed quickly. Obviously this game's not going too hot. Like, it's going okay, and you know, as I said, the Briar's recovered her game. It's why I'm not that concerned about a Briar. The Lucian's getting destroyed though, so exactly kind of what I thought was going to happen. It's why I'm not concerned with some champs, and I am concerned with others. Ah. This could be really good for us. Alright, they got the dragon, but we got a bunch of kills. We needed that. We did need that. Lucian didn't get a single kill, though, which is unfortunate. But that was nice. That's kind of the exact fight you want on a Lissandra. Kind of bottled up. You can CC people. Your passive starts going pretty hard. That was nice. Dude, these Qs are not landing. I don't even know if I've got the damage to kill her if I manage to get on top of her at that health. It's the type of thing that if you fight an Aurora and it doesn't go well initially, you don't get that initial kill, she's just going to kill you. So yeah, I think... Nice, bro! That shouldn't have been mucked up. Love to see it. Tryndamere is a bit too strong and has been for a long time.
This world has forgotten true power.
I will say, I don't know about you guys, but like obviously I do get a little bit of like insider stuff every now and then. I actually am starting to become quite hopeful for League again. I know like that might sound a bit weird. For quite a long time, League has just been on quite a steady decline. And there are things that are happening in the background and stuff that there are. Oh. Well, I couldn't get the E off. I was literally chain CC'd. That's kind of lame. But yeah, there are stuff that I am seeing kind of happening, and Riot is paying attention to certain things and doing certain things. That nice. That should be easy. I don't get an assist though. I'd have loved an assist. Ugh. The hell ignores me. Nice. Mr. Trindamer is getting wrecked. Yoink. Take that 5 gold, baby. Can't excuse my cold. This is going. This game's recovered a bit. We still need Lucian to start doing better, but we'll see. We can still actually, because I think Wukong might end up getting first tower. And with our advantage that we have now with the Bright. I'm just getting chain ganked by a Zac. What makes me hopeful? Riot devs focusing on things that people actually want in League. I think for a long time, Riot devs have kind of ignored what the player base actually wants, and that sounds probably insane, but it's true. The Riot devs have done what the Riot devs want to do, not necessarily what's good for the community. But there's inklings that I'm getting that they're actually starting to pay attention. So they're starting to pay attention to what the community wants finally. On it straight away. The Zac's just playing for objectives a lot. That was weird by the Zac. So my team is starting to like do some pretty good stuff. And like it's even like, it's gonna sound bad to say maybe, but I don't think so. The Riot devs admitting that the game has been a bit struggling for a while. Like they had an emergency meeting in North America. With North American people, like in person, they invited them into the office and stuff, and was basically from, again, I've heard little things because, you know, I know a couple people. It was kind of like, right, what can we do to make the game better? Admitting that they need to make the game better and admitting that the game's been in a bit of a bad place. I think that's a really good step. I think it's actually healthy to admit that. So I think that's good. No.
All will kneel in time.
He can't smite when he's in that little form, I don't believe. We're starting to snowball, actually. Oh, nice Nami ult. So this is a good combination of a Briar, just being Briar, and a Lissandra. But the thing with Lissandra that you need to do, in my opinion, and it's sometimes contradictory because you don't have the most damage, you need to play with confidence. You need to be a Lissandra. Make no mistake, she may not be a hyper carry, but she's a playmaker. She has tools that I'm going to go for this engage. I'm going to jump on that player here. You need to play make. Almost like Ahri, you know, Ahri's got ultimate and she's there to catch people out at the right time. That's what Lissandra similarly wants to do. She just does it arguably with less damage. Easy kill.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Oh, Briar.
Turret has been destroyed.
Did she actually walk back in? Okay, that's kind of insane by the Aurora. Why did she walk back in? She survived.
So many secrets buried in ice.
This is risky. Okay, Zach's mid because he just spawned Rift Herald mid.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Taking the red? Trinity just took the red. What am I watching? Hey, Lucian's on the board. Hey, Bushy Bushy. Oh. Did I try the fighting game? Not recently. I played it in an earlier beta. I'm not massively a fighting game person, it has to be said. But even if I did play a fighting game, I cannot put a point or like a finger on it. I don't like Houston. I don't like training mechanics in fighting games, you know, like tag team. I don't know why. I just don't like that mechanic.
I will restore what you have failed.
This Aurora is just completely wiped out. He was doing pretty decent earlier into the game, and Aurora's a very powerful champion, but it's just bad decisions by her. And, you know, a couple of ganks point by Briar, but that's exactly what I was wanting. You know, you heard me saying, oh, we could easily have a setup gank here. That's what Lissandra is strong at. She's a insanely high CC mage. So, you know, if a jungler is with, if there's a Lissandra in the game and you're not ganking for it as a jungler, I'd question it, you know? You should. Nice. What are some of the things the community is asking from LoL? Okay. I don't know the specifics per se. I think partially it's just, I don't know, like doing things that the community actually wants. Like, I know, you know, this is potentially a me thing, but I don't think I'm alone in it. Riot has, let's say, embraced the world of cheese picks a lot in the last year, I would say. People don't. They really don't. I think that has been a major, let's say, faux pas on Riot's behalf. Nice. Nice. Alright, so we're starting to snowball. So this is, I would say, not an absolute normal Lissandra game. You're not normally going to go 7-1 and make your opponent go, you know, 1-8, especially a powerful champion like Aurora. But the Aurora is playing a little bit too greedy and I'm playing very confident. So it's that kind of contrast. She's playing a too greedy for how the strength difference is. She needs to play more reserved. And I'm punishing her being a bit too greedy. You know, sometimes you'll get away with playing like it if people don't punish it. And a lot of players in SOLOQ won't punish it. They'll just kind of lane and just kind of go, oh, Aurora's there. They won't just go, I'm going to seek you out and kill the Aurora bunch. You should. This is what snowballing's all about. I'm hunting the Aurora.
This is but a battle. I've already won the war.
That's kind of insane play by the Zach, by the way. Tryndamere is just going to AFK split push, I presume.
things clearly.
He gone. That was an unfortunate. Oh, he's there. How did he get there? Get him.
An enemy
Yeah.
has been slain.
That's a really weird Tryndamere build.
Battles come and go.
That was an unfortunate blast cone plant thing for me. Literally flashed to get the Q and then blast planted straight away. Right, I'm close to level 16. Obviously, every champion in the game wants to get level 16, but when you're playing an ultimate reliant champion like Lissandra, it's an even bigger thing to get level 16. Because you are... your ulti is a big part of like your whole kit. There's some champions that their ultimate is a big part of their damage combo. There's some champions that it isn't. Dum dum. This Zac needs to learn when to like back away, by the way. He keeps going in and I don't really understand why. Very nice. So again, you see that kind of, like I say, play with confidence. That's exactly what we're doing and it's working really well. Go for these engages, go for these big ultis. And then like even something like Lissandra that's not typically a carry, and carry. I'm going to take the red. So again, a little bit of a tip. So a buff has 5 minutes on spawn. So you can tell when this is going to disappear. When this hits 4 minutes, it stays on the ground for 1 minute. So if, you know, if no one's picked it up and it's got 10 seconds left, pick it up no matter what champ you are, because it's going to go to waste otherwise. I expected Tryndamere to be going for this tier 2. He's continuing? You man, mental. You should have turned away much quicker there, my friend. Oh.
This world has forgotten true power.
Zac historically has jumped in. He's like Charlie Sheen. He's got one gear, go. There's going to be people that don't get that reference. Brother. I did watch the Worlds thing, yeah. It was alright. Like, the song just seems kind of generic to me. Like, it doesn't scream, this is for League of Legends World Championship. You know, it just is kind of generic pop song. It was alright. I really, my favorite thing about it was the Shushei tribute at the end. I think that was beautiful. Also, look, level 17, level 13. Hello, Mr. Bossy. I'm on my way, bro.
I never rest.
Uh-oh. Whoa! Boom! Tryndamere, I think, might have had ulti up, but he didn't expect my AoE going through the Karma to get the kill. This one. Whoa, 1 and 11. So it does show, like, you know, we started this game quite slow, and it was kind of ramping up, and then we just started to snowball like mad. A lot of it was to do with confidence. Confidence and decision making. Oh, the right clicker got me. Hey, nice. There we go. Oh, is that not over? It might not be game over, actually. I'm not even level 18. This Zac, man, why do you keep jumping in? You're insane. Nice, it cancelled Zac's E there. There you go, GG. So that is Lissandra. Very, again, she is a good champion. Again, I know I've said in this video, like, oh, I don't recommend her. This is a good example of a Lissandra game. This was mainly we just outplayed our opponent. It is hard to snowball sometimes with a Lissandra, but a lot of it, as I said, has to do with your confidence level, and you have to actively playmake. If you just sit there on Lissandra, let's say like a Victor, and you're like, I'm just going to power wave till mid to late game, that is not what you have to do on Lissandra. You have to take the initiative. You have to look for plays. That is what the type of champion she is. So, yeah. And, you know, I kind of also said in this game, like, you know, Lucian not a great pick, and hilariously, I have to play him next, by the way. Lucian not a great pick. He struggled a bit, but the Briar being 0-3, it's like, you could see I just didn't care that the Briar was 0-3. It's a Briar. She's going to scale anyway. That's where I've always said to people, I do recommend playing scaling champions more than early game champs. Because if you do bad on an early game champ, you're kind of screwed. If you do bad on a late game scaling champion, just wait till late game, you know? That's the benefit. So, yeah, and Lissandra, what Java Boy just said is true. It's where I said at the beginning, she's not a hyper carry, she's a counter carry. Typically against melee champions, you know, she's very good against assassins. You know, she can ult herself to stop like a Z ultimate from popping her. It's kind of like an inbuilt Zonya's, but it does damage and heals her as well at the same time. So she's a cool champ. You can have good games on her. This game kind of showed that. The Aurora, by the way, doesn't play Aurora, so that probably is kind of why the Aurora struggled. Even though her damage output is very high, you know, it was just more about that. Right, I can ultimate and just hold her still. Easy Briar ganks. Anything worth knowing? The Tryndamere was a one-trick. The Wukong was a Wukong main. The Briar was a one-trick Briar. The Jin was a one-trick Jin. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, you know, with the cold and that, it's not too bad to hear and listen to me at the moment. But yeah, as I believe next champion is Lucian. We'll see how that goes. I am, as I said in Champ Select, going to ask my support to play Brom. But in before they hover Yumi and I just have to cry. But if you enjoyed, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Welcome to the Rift, where the legends play. It's us and games bringing skill every day. From tips to tricks and play so fine. You'll learn the game and have a good time. Thanks for watching, you're the real MVP. Hit that like and sub, join the family tree. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep the Hussy dream alive.